It's Great Day Houston.
Yeah, oh yeah! You aren't watching just any show.
That's right. Just right, al dente.
From celebrities, food, fashion, health, and more.
You got to change your lifestyle.
Exactly.
Wake up with your morning cup of fun with your host, Deborah Duncan. Great Day starts now.
Well, because we're living longer, there's a good chance more and more of us might be depending on our kids' help in the end of our lives. Safety issues you need to know about before caring for mom and dad after the break. Welcome back to Great Day. Research shows more and more people are taking care of their parents. The problem is many people don't understand what it truly takes to become a caretaker. Here with some tips to be aware of. Please welcome pharmacist and author of Saving Women's Hearts, Sherry Torkos. Hello, Sherry.
Hi, thanks for having me.
You know about this because you helped to take care of both of your grandparents.
That's right. That's right. Both of my grandparents were in our home as they got older and needed more care. My grandfather suffered a stroke. Actually, when I was a young girl, I was around 11 or 12 years old, and I remember what that was like for my parents and my grandmother, trying to struggle with managing his foods, his medication, physiotherapy, and all the things that he required.
And different medications,
well, we didn't have what we have today, and thankfully the medical foods have improved a lot in the last few decades.
You were feeding them baby food at that
That's right. That's right, because they didn't have foods that were the right consistency. Because if somebody's had a stroke, or if they have Parkinson's or MS, multiple sclerosis,
even
or
teeth that are missing. Because when you get older, that can happen.
Or if you've had mouth surgery, neck surgery, you can't swallow foods that we take for granted eating, things that are very solid. And you also have trouble swallowing things that are too thin, like water and juice. So you need the right consistency, thickened foods, thickened beverages. But we don't want to give our parents baby food. We want to give them foods with dignity that are medically prepared.
My father's 94 and, in great health, but also he started fainting and they couldn't figure it out. They did all kinds of tests, heart, neurological, everything they could think of, and couldn't find the reason, which points to the importance of going also to the right doctor who deals with geriatric medicine. But what they found out was that he's just not absorbing the nutrients in food like he used to. So it was almost like malnutrition.
Well, as we get older, we produce less acid in our stomach. We could be taking medications that reduce the absorption of certain nutrients. For example, people that are taking cholesterol pills, high blood pressure pills, antidepressants, even acid suppressing drugs. If you're on something because you have an ulcer or a hiatus hernia or something like that, that could reduce the absorption of nutrients. And so you need to think of how can we compensate and complement the diet to make sure they're getting what they need.
Yeah, and signs to look out for besides the fainting that I mentioned: fatigue, forgetfulness, dizziness, depression, lack of zest of life, and constipation.
That's right, and don't just assume that it's a sign of aging. It could be a sign of side effect of medication.
Yeah. All right. The other thing, you say that only 17% of people 60 plus eat a good diet.
Yeah, according to one report by the Centers for Disease Control, exactly, only a very few percentage are getting adequate nutrition. I think that's because there are obstacles as we get older to getting adequate nutrition. So I brought some nutritional supplements with me today. I have this is great for people that are struggling to get adequate nutrition. It's called MedPass, and it's a nutritionally fortified beverage. It has like 20 vitamins and minerals. It's gluten-free, it's tasty, and it's a shake. You can have that in the morning. It's a great way to start the day. And these are thickened beverages, a thickened dairy and a thickened juice. So these aren't thin like your average milk and juice. They're thickened so that somebody that has swallowing disorders can better get that into their system. And even some foods. You see I've got a pureed food there, and that one's roast turkey, but you can even get scrambled eggs.
It looks like normal food. Doesn't look like baby food.
And it tastes good, and they're actually made with real ingredients, and so they're convenient, and you can pick these up. H-E-B pharmacies have these foods, so they're widely available, they're affordable, and they're great options for if you're taking care of your parent or grandparent at home, you're concerned about their nutrition, what you should be feeding them, and you want to make sure they're getting good food, but also food that tastes good.
Yeah. All right. Some other helpful hints are downright grooming. For example, my dad was in the hospital. He was like, I just want someone to cut my hair.
Yeah, grooming. And sometimes there's obstacles. Like, I brought some things that can help in terms of, you have different grooming aids that are available in the pharmacy. That's a big obstacle. The other issue is constipation, which affects, it's actually one of the main reasons why seniors go to the doctor is constipation. Hard to get enough fiber in their diet. So I brought some fiber supplements as well. Oatmeal, of course, is a great fiber supplement. There are different things that you can find, powders. But what I hear as a pharmacist, a big obstacle to fiber supplements, people say, I don't want anything that's gritty and it's going to leave that terrible taste in my mouth. So This fiber here, it's actually called sun fiber, and I love this because it's tasteless, it mixes well, it's clear, you can put it in juice or milk or water. It's a regulating fiber as well, so it helps people that are both constipated or if you have diarrhea, because fiber can also help if you have diarrhea.
Yeah,
and
just
some
balance it
people,
out.
as they get older, they have problems with chronic diarrhea. It could be due to a gastrointestinal problem, or it could be due to side effect of medication. So a truly regulating fiber like the sun fiber can be helpful.
Yeah, absolutely, because if you have too much diarrhea, obviously you become dehydrated.
That's right, and
yeah.
that's just the opposite problem as well. Yeah. So, and also bananas are really good if you're struggling with diarrhea. You want to make sure you're getting enough nutrients back in your body so that you don't get dehydrated or suffer those consequences.
Yeah, and you have a lot of people who are living on their own still, or your husband and wife still taking care of each other, so they need to be aware of these things. But if they should move in with you and you become that caretaker, there's a reason why that's an actual job, right?
Yeah, well, it's a lot.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. But one thing to keep in mind is parent-proofing your home, in a sense.
That's right. That's right. You want to watch out if you have a lot of scatter mats and rugs. They're tripping hazards. You also want to think about getting gripping aids, things that you can put. I have a safety grip there on the table because that's something that can be installed into the bathtub. Because a simple thing like getting into the bathtub, it's slippery, they could fall, so these gripping aids can be very helpful. Also, I brought some things to help organize their medications, because if you're taking care of your parent and they're on, say, 4 or 5 medications, which unfortunately today a lot of seniors are taking a lot of medications, keep them sorted out with a dosette. This allows you to separate the medications by the time of the day they take them and the day of the week. I actually find these helpful for myself.
Yeah, me too.
I put my vitamins in them because let's face it, it's hard to remember. And if they're on a medication for, say, diabetes or high blood pressure, those are vital medications. You really want to make sure they're not missing a dose.
And any one of these things is good, even if they're just coming to visit you. You got to make sure, because all it takes is one slip and fall, or all it takes is one misdiagnosed
missed
medication
dose of medication. And there's even like medication timers, dose alerts. And if somebody has difficulty swallowing large tablets, we have pill crushers. You just put the tablet into a compartment there and you crush it, and it makes it easier. Now you have to check with your pharmacist because not everything can be crushed.
And I was going to end with the fact that we can check with our pharmacist on a number of these things. So these food things he told us about, because after all, that's what you do. You study.
That's what pharmacists do. Yeah, we study medications, but we also study nutrition. We're really there in the community to help provide support and advice, and you don't need to make an appointment to come see your pharmacist. We're there and we're interested in helping.
I'm going to go right back down to one of those grooming tips there. There's even the types of shampoo that you have make a difference.
Yeah, I actually brought some shampoo that doesn't require water, because if you have somebody that's in a wheelchair and you're not able to get them in and out of the tub very easily, if you want to offer ways to keep them clean and do shampoo and body wipes, you can. Those things are very handy. So it's a no rinse, no wash shampoo, so you just apply it directly to the body or hair. Also, the wipes that we use for children are great for seniors as well. Baby wipes. I mean, they're handy for all of us. Removing your makeup or whatever it may be, but also if you want to freshen up and you're not able to get your person into the tub.
It's nice to see all these products today, and it comes out of necessity. As I told the audience earlier, I said, you know what, I don't know if America's ready for the silver tsunami, but you're here, aren't you?
Yeah.
And this is proof of it, that they're answering the call.
I think a growing number of people are interested in taking care of their loved ones at home. It's perhaps finances is one aspect of it, but if you can take care of your parent, your grandparent, having them close to home and that love and support, it's a wonderful thing.
Going back to the way it used to be.
Exactly, the way it used to be.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
To learn more about these tips and about Sherry, we put a link at greatdayhouston.com. When we